The only one I didn't mention, and I did it on purpose, was safety. With the injury to Xavier Woods, and we'll see how long he's out and how serious the injury is, but with the injury to Xavier Woods, they're thin. They're really thin at safety. And you cannot look at the safety market without quickly looking at the name of Eric Reid and going, wow, that one stands out. In every way. Pro Football Focus, every grade, Eric Reid is the best available safety out there. And by the way, at a time when, yes, there's obviously at this point, we have to admit, something going on with Eric Reid in either his collusion grievance or his past position on the national anthem. But at the same time, Trey Boston signs for $1.5 million for 1 year. You've got guys all across the league. Kenny Vaccaro signing 1 year, $1.5 million. I wish the Cowboys would have signed, including Reid, any of those three, but he's the one left. Okay? He's the one guy left that you could say could start on your defense. The only other name to mention is Earl Thomas. But Earl Thomas is going to cost you a second-round draft pick, maybe a third, and a massive contract. I would love to have Earl Thomas, but the risk-reward on Earl Thomas versus Eric Reid isn't the same. I, like most fans, and I'm willing to sit here and admit to you my fandom, in the end, do you know what we want the most? To win. And I want Eric Reid on the Dallas Cowboys if he gives them a better chance to win. And I'm not alone. I've seen fan polls. I've seen Cowboys fans say it. Sign Eric Reid.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys will sign Eric Reid. And let me explain to everyone what is going on here, okay? And this bothers me. First, Eric Reid follows his conscience, as any American is free to do. As you know, I think if it was challenged in the courts, although who knows with this court, but if it was challenged in the courts on the merits, the league would not be able to have any teeth to a policy that says you must stand for the national anthem, which is why they came up with, it was my solution, and they took it. That I was proposing on this show. If someone wants to excuse themselves from the ceremony, they're not forced to stand. Because you cannot make as a condition of employment parroting your boss's political speech, which is what that is, really. And there's no other definition for it. That's what that is. And so Trump has put pressure, as Jerry Jones has publicly admitted, on the owners to come down on the players, which Jerry Jones did. Because with respect to Trump, he is craven. And as a result of that pressure, and the clear collusion, it seems to me, against Eric Reid, who's an excellent player who still somehow doesn't have a job, Eric Reid has not only had to go back on his position about his protest, which I find unfortunate, because it seems to me that there's financial pressure there. And the exertion of that pressure, which I believe is illegal, really, if it was challenged, I think has caused this behavior with Eric Reid. But in addition to that, it has suppressed his market. It's kept his price down. And so now Jerry Jones will swoop in like a vulture and sign him cheap. If I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be happy about that, of course. And this reminds me of Jerry Jones' MO in many other instances. Will, notably, he spearheaded, he was leading the charge for a salary cap. And the day it gets passed, he announces he signed Deion Sanders, the most expensive, best free agent. And everyone said, but wait a minute. You just installed the cap. You were the one who led the charge. You can't afford Deion Sanders. And Jerry Jones, who's a brilliant business guy, says, aha. In fact, I'm prorating this bonus, this guaranteed money, over X number of years, so I'm still under the cap.
Max, but
and
yes, but you're going too far.
He is good at creating the circumstance that he then exploits.
No,
good for Jerry Jones. But in this case, I believe the issues are more serious than something like a salary cap, and I'm sad to see it go down this way.
But often, Max, truth of the matter is, and I think this is often our situation when we debate, you just went too far, man. The bottom line is it's not right that Eric Reid's not in the NFL. He should be. He's good enough. But to suggest that Jerry Jones created the situation with some kind of almost master conspiratorial plan and then signs Eric Reid once his market values depressed.
No.
I mean,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Jerry Jones did it with an eye toward signing Eric Reid cheaper. I'm saying the effect of and he was just one of the contributors to the pressure, but he admitted that Trump is pressuring him and others. He said that publicly.
We gotta go, guys.
So the fact that he has done that has suppressed the market. The result is Eric Reid is cheaper, and I believe he'll sign him cheaper.
Yeah, I'd love to see Eric Reid have a job. I'd also love to see Colin Kaepernick have a job. I know he's still working out and ready to go if he ever gets that call.